we are, so worn with care. Find me a time firm, frantic peace compact, and breathe short-winded accents of new broils of thee, my gentle cousin Westmoreland. What yesternight our council did decree in forwarding this dear expedience.
A post from Wales, loaded with heavy news, whose worst was that the noble Mortimer, leading the men of Herefordshire to fight against the irregular and wild Glendower, was, by the rude hands of that Welshman, taken. 1,000 of his people tortured. For more uneven and unwelcome news came from the north, and thus it did import. On Holyrood Day, the gallant Hotspur there, young Harry Percy, and brave Lord Douglas, that ever valiant and approved Scot, at Holden met, where they did spend a sad and bloody hour.
Here is a dear, true, industrious friend, and he hath brought us welcome news. The Earl of Douglas is discomfited, and of prisoners Hotspur took Mordache, and the Earls of Athol, Angus, Murray, and Menteith. Oh, and is this not an honourable spoil, a gallant prize, cousin? Is it not?
In faith, it is a conquest for a prince to boast of.
Yea, and then that makes me sad, and makes me sting in envy, that my Lord Northumberland should be the father to so blessed a child that is the theme of honour's tongue. Whilst I, by looking on the praise of her, see riot and dishonour stain the brow of my young Harry. Oh, that it could be proved that some night-tripping fairy exchanged in cradle clothes our children where they lay, and called mine Percy his Plantagenet, then will I have his Harry, and he mine. A letter from my thoughts. What think you, coz, of this young Percy's bride? The prisoners that she in this adventure has surprised, to her own use she keeps, and sends us word we shall have none but Mordache, Earl of Fife.
This is her uncle's teaching. This is Worcester, malevolent to you in all aspects.
Well, we will send for her to answer this. Cousin, on Wednesday next, our council we will hold in Windsor, so inform the lords. But come yourself with haste again to us, for more is to be said and to be done than out of anger can be uttered.
Sleeping upon bench this afternoon, that thou hast forgotten to demand that truly which thou wouldst truly know. What a devil hast thou to do with the time of the day, unless hours were cups of sack, and minutes capons, and clocks the tongues of boards, and the blessed sun himself a fair hot wench and flame pot capital. I see no reason why thou shouldst be so superfluous to demand the time of the day.
Indeed. Come you near me now, Hal, for we that take purses go by the moon and the 7 stars, and not by Phoebus, he that wandering knight so fair. And I prithee, sweet wag, when thou art king, as God save your grace, Majesty, I should say, for grace No. Well, Pedro. No, not so much as will be prologue to an egg and butter.
Well, how then? Come, Brownlee.
Marry, sweet wag, when thou art king, let not us that are squires of the night's body be thieves of the day's beauty. Let us be Diana's foresters, minions of the moon, gentlemen of the shade, chaste and noble mistress the moon, under whose countenance we steal.
Thou sayest well, and it holds well too, for the wisdom of us that are the moon's men doth ebb and flow like the sea, being governed as the sea is by the moon. Now, as for proof, a purse of gold most resolutely snatched on Monday night, and most dissolutely spent on Tuesday morning, now in as low an ebb as the foot of the ladder, and by in as high a flow as the ridge of the gallows.
Thou sayest well, lad, and so used it, that were it not here apparent that thou art heir apparent, shall there be gallows standing in England when thou art king? Do not, when thou art king, hang a thief.
No, thou shalt.
Shall I? Oh, rare. By my lord, I'll prove a rare judge.
Thou judgest false already. I mean, thou shalt have the hanging of the thieves, and so become a rare hangman.
Well, Hal, well. Blood, I'm as melancholy as a jib cat or a loved bear.
Or an old lion, or a lover's lute.
Yea, on the drone of a Lincolnshire bagpipe.
What sayest thou to a hare? Or the melancholy of Mordage?
Thou hast the most unsavory similes, and art indeed the most comparative rascalious sweet wag. But I prithee, Hal, trouble me no more with vanity. I would to God you and I knew where a commodity of good names were to be bought. An old lord of the council rated me in the street the other day about you, sir, but I marked him not. And yet he talked very wisely, but I regarded him not. And yet he talked wisely, and in the street too.
Thou didst well, for wisdom cries out in the streets, and no man regards it.
Thou hast damnable iteration, and art indeed capable of corrupting a state. Thou hast done much harm upon me, Hal. God forgive thee for it. Before I knew you, I knew nothing. And now, if a man should speak truly, am I little better than one of the wicked. I must give over this life, and I will give it over, and I do not. I am a villain else. I'll be damned for a king's son in Christendom.
Where shall we take a purse tomorrow?
As soon as where thou wilt, lad. I'll make one, and I do not. Call me villain and baffle me.
I see a good amendment of life in thee, from praying to purse-taking.
Why, Hal, 'tis my vocation, Hal. 'Tis no sin for a man to labour in his vocation.
Good morrow, sweet Hal.
Thanks!
What says Monsieur of Malls? What says Sir John of sack and sugar? Jack! How agrees the devil thee about thy soul, which thou soldest him on Good Friday last for a cup of Madeira and a cold kick on leg?
Sir John stands to his word, the devil shall have his bargain, for he was never yet a breaker of proverbs. He will give the devil his due.
Then thou art damned for keeping thy word with the devil.
She had been damned for cousining.
Ha ha! But, my lads, tomorrow morning, early, 4 o'clock by Gad's Hill, there be pilgrims headed to Canterbury with rich offerings and traders to London with fat purses. I have visits for you both. You have horses yourself. Barnet flies tonight in Rochester, and I have bespoke supper tomorrow at Eastcheap. Why, gentlemen, we shall do it securely. Go with me, and I'll fill your purses full crowns. If not, then tarry at home and be hanged.
Hear ye, Edward. If I go not tomorrow, and tarry at home, I'll hang you for going.
Ah, you will, John. Ha!
Hal, will you make one?
Who, I? Rogue, I, a thief, not I by my faith.
Then thou canst not by the blood royal.
Once in my days I'll be a madcap.
Well, that's well said.
Well, come what will, I'll tarry at home.
Oh, by the Lord, I'll be a traitor then when thou art king.
I care not.
Sir John, I pity you. Leave the prince and me alone. I shall lay him down such reasons for this adventure that he shall go. Oh.
Well, God give thee the spirit of persuasion, and him the ears of profiting, that what you speak may move, and what he hears may be believed, that the true prince may, for recreation's sake, prove a false thief. For the abuses of time want the countenance. Farewell, you shall find me in Eastcheap.
Farewell, you latter spring. Farewell, all howling summer.
Oh, now, my good, sweet, honey lord, you must ride with us tomorrow. I have a jest to execute, which I cannot manage alone. But Falstaff and Peter shall rob those men that we already waylaid. Yourself and I will not be there. And then, once they have the booty, if we do not then rob them, well, cut this head off of my shoulders.
Yea, but 'tis like that they will know us by our horses, by our habits, and by every other appointment to be ourselves.
Tut! They shall not see our horses. I'll tie them up in the woods. And our visits will change after we leave them, and sire, I have cases of buckram for the nonce to mask our notable exterior garments.
Nay, but I doubt they will be too hard for us.
2 of them be as true-bred cowards as did ever turn back. And as for the third, should he fight longer than he sees reason, I'll forswear ours.
Well, I'll go with thee. Provide us all things necessary, meet me tomorrow night in Eastcheap. There I'll start. Farewell.
Farewell, my lord. Ha!
I know you all, and will a while uphold the unyoked humour of your idleness. Yet herein will I imitate the sun, who doth permit the base contagious clouds to smother up his beauty from the world, that when he please again to be himself, being wanted he may be more wondered at, by breaking through the foul and ugly mists of vapours that did seem to strangle him. If all the year were plain holidays, to sport would be as tedious as to work. But when they seldom come, they wished for come, and nothing pleaseth but rare absence. So when this loose behaviour I throw off, and pay the debt I never promised it, by how much better than my word I am, by so much shall I falsify men's hopes, and like bright metal on a sullen ground, my reformation, glittering on my fault, shall show more goodly and attract more eyes than that which hath no foil to set it off. I so offend to make offence a skill, redeeming time when men think least I will.
My blood hath been too cold and temperate. I like to stir with these indignities, and you have found me. For accordingly you tread upon my patience. But be sure, I will from henceforth rather be myself, mighty, and to be feared, than my condition, which hath been as smooth as oil, as soft as young down, and therefore lost that title of respect that the proud soul ne'er pays, but to the proud.
Our house, my sovereign liege, little deserves the scourge of greatness to be used on it, and that same greatness too, which our own hands have helped to make so portly.
My lord!
What's that? Get thee gone, for I do see danger and disobedience in thine eye. Oh, sir, your presence is too bold and peremptory, and majesty might never yet endure the moody frontier of a servant brow. You have good leave to leave us. When we need your use and counsel, we will send for you. You were about to speak.
Yea, my good lord. Those prisoners in your highness's name demanded, which Harry Percy here at Holmgren took, were, as she says, not with such strength denied as is delivered to your majesty. Either envy, therefore, or misprison is guilty of this fault, not my daughter.
My liege, I can deny no prisoners, but I remember when the fight was done, when I was dry with rage and extreme toil, breathless and faint, leaning upon my sword, came there a certain lord, neat and trimly dressed, fresh as a bridegroom, and his chin, new reach, showed like a stubble lad at harvest time. He was perfumed like a milliner, and twixt his finger and his thumb, he held a pouncet fox, which ever and anon he gave his nose and took it away again, who therewith angry when it next came there, took it in snuff. Until he smiled and talked, and as the soldiers bore dead bodies by, he called them untaught names, unmanly, to bring a slovenly, unhandsome corpse betwixt the wind and his nobility. And with many holiday and lady terms who questioned me, amongst the rest commanded my prisoners in your majesty's behalf. I then, all smarting with my wounds being cold, to be so pestered with a popinjay, out of my grief and my impatience answered neglectingly, I know not what he should or he should not, but he made me mad to see him shine so brisk and smell so sweet and talk so like a waiting gentlewoman. Oh, guns and drums and wounds, God save them up. Oh, that was great pity, so it was, but for these vile guns, he should himself have been a soldier. This bold, unjointed chat of his, my lord, I answered indirectly, as I said, and I beseech you, let not his report come current for an accusation betwixt my love and your high majesty.
The circumstance considered, good my lord, whate'er good Harry Percy then hath said, such a person and in such a place may reasonably die, and never rise to do her wrong, or any way impeach what then she said. So she unsay it now.
By it she doth deny her prisoners, but with proviso and exception, that we should ransom straight her brother-in-law, the foolish Mortimer, who all my life did wilfully betray the lives of those that he did lead to fight against that great magician Dan Glendower. Shall we buy treason? Shall our coffins then be emptied to redeem a traitor home? No. On the barren mountains let him starve, for I will never count that man my friend, whose tongue shall ask for 1 penny cost to ransom home revolted Mortimer.
Revolted Mortimer! He never did fall off my sovereign liege, but by the chance of war. To prove that true means but one tongue for all those wounds, those mouth wounds which valiantly he took in single opposition, hand to hand. He did confound the best part of an hour in changing argument with great Glendower. Then let not he be slandered with revolt.
Thou dost belie him, Percy. Thou dost belie him. He never did encounter with Glendower. Art thou not ashamed? Sirrah, henceforth let me not hear you speak of Mortimer. Send me your prisoners by the speediest means, or you shall hear from me in such a kind as will displease you. My lord Northumberland, we license your departure with a child.
If the devil come and roar for them, I will not send them. I will ask straight and tell them so. I will ease my heart, albeit I make a hazard of my head.
Drunk with choler, pause and stay a while. Here comes your uncle.
Zeus! Speak of Mortimer, I will lift the downtrodden Mortimer as high in the air as this unthankful king, as this ingrate and canker.
Was he not proclaimed by Richard the Dead the next of blood?
He did, myself. I heard the proclamation.
And for whose death we in the world's wide mouth live scandalized and foully spoken of.
But Sock, I pray you, did King Richard then proclaim my brother Edmund Mortimer heir to the crown?
He was, myself did hear it.
And then I cannot blame his cousin king that wished him on the barren mountain starve. But shall it be that you, that sets the crown upon the head of this forgetful man, and for his sake wear the detested blot of murderous subordination? Shall it be that you, a world of curses, undergo? Shall it for shame be spoken in these days that men of your nobility and power did put down Richard, that sweet, lovely rose, and plant this thorn, this canker Bolingbroke? No. Yet time serves wherein you may redeem your banished honours and restore yourselves into the good thoughts of the world again, even with the bloody payment of your death.
Peace, cousin! Say no more! Now I will unclasp my secret book and read you matter deep and dangerous, as full of peril and adventurous spirit as the o'er-water current roaring loud on the unsteadfast footing of men.
People live, good night, or sing or swim.
But cousin, give me audience for a while. Those same little Scots that are your
I'll keep them all, my God, he shall not have a Scot in them.
Starve away and lend no ear to my purposes. Those prisoners you shall keep.
Nay, I will, that's flat. He said he would not ransom Mortimer, forbade my tongue to speak of Mortimer. But I will find him when he lies asleep, and in his ear I'll holler, Mortimer! All studies here I solemnly defy, save how to gall and pinch that Bolingbroke, and that same sword and buckler Prince of Wales. I would have him poisoned with a pot of ale.
Silence! Farewell, kinsman. I'll talk to you when you are better tempered to attend.
Why, what a wasp, stung, and impatient fool! Tying thine ear to no tongue but thine own!
I am whipped, and scourged with rods, nettled, stung with pismires when I must hear of that vile politician Bolingbroke. Good uncle, tell your tale, I'm done.
Nay, if you have not, do it again. We will study your ledger.
I have done, good faith.
And once more to your Scottish prisoners. Deliver them up without their ransom straight, and make the Lord Douglas your only mean for powers in Scotland, which, for divers reasons which I shall send you written, be assured will easily be gratified.
I smell it. Upon my life it will do well.
Before the game's afoot, thou still lettest slip.
It cannot choose but be a noble plot, and then the power of Scotland to join with Mortimer.
So they shall.
I pray it is exceedingly well aimed.
'Tis no little reason bids us speed to save our heads by raising of a head. Forbear ourselves as even as we can. The king will think him in our debt till he hath found a time to bear us home.
He does. He does. We'll be revenged on him.
Cousin, farewell. No further go in this till I by letters shall direct your course. When time is right, which will be suddenly, I'll steal to Glendower and Lord Mortimer, where you and Douglas and our pals at once, alive and passionate, shall happily meet to bear our fortunes in our own strong arms, which now we hold in much uncertainty.
Farewell, good brother. We shall thrive, I trust.
Uncle, adieu. Let the hours be short till fields and groves and blows applaud our sport.
I have moved Falstaff's horse, and he straps like a goat velvet.
Point, happy hand! Point!
Peace, you fat kidney rascal. What wrong with us, that king?
Where's Point, Hal?
He's walked up to the top of the hill. I'll go seek him.
I am accursed to rob in that thief's company. The rascal hath taken my horse and hid him I know not where. Oh, if I be forced to travel 4 square a foot, further a foot, I'll break my wind. Well, I doubt not but to die a fair death for all this, if I escape hanging for killing that rogue. Poise! Hell! Oh, a plague upon you both! Bardolph! Peter? Oh, I'll starve. Ere I roll a foot further. 8 square feet of uneven ground is 70 miles afoot with me, and the stony-hearted villains know it well enough. A plague upon it when thieves cannot be true one to another. Oh. Give me my horse, you rogues. Give me my horse and be hanged!
Peace, you fat guts! Lay down. Lay thine ear close to the ground and list if thou canst hear the tread of trouble.
Have you any levers to lift me again, being down? I prithee. Sweet Prince Hal, help me to my horse, good king's son.
Ouch, you rogue, shall I be your ostler?
Hang yourself in your own heir-apparent garters. If I be taken for this, I'll peach, and I not have ballads made on you all, and sung to filthy tunes, and a cup of sack be my poison. When a jest is so forward, and afoot too, I hate it. Yes! So I do, against my will.
'Tis our setter, I know his voice. Bardolph! Oh, what news?
Oh, Casey, on with your visits. There's money for kings coming down the road. He's going to the king's exchequer.
You lie, you rogue. 'Tis going to the king's tavern.
Yes!
You three shall front them in the narrow lane. Ned points and I will walk lower. If they escape from your encounter, then they light on us.
How many be there again?
Some 8 or 10.
Soon will they not rob us?
What a coward, Sir John Podge.
Indeed, I am not your grandfather, John of Gaunt, and yet no coward, Hal.
Well, we leave that to the proof.
Sir John, thy horse, when thou need him, lies far, far off. That hedge, right over there. When thou needst him, there thou shalt find him. Farewell and stand fast.
Oh, now cannot I strike him if I should be hanged?
Ned, where are others?
Here, hard by, stand close.
Now, my masters, every man to his business.
Come, neighbor. The boys shall lead our horses down the hill. We'll walk a foot while and ease our legs.
Stand! Down with them! Cut their throats! Horse-serving caterpillars! Bacon fed knaves! They hate us, youth! Down with them! Fleece them! Hang ye, gore-bellied knaves! Are ye undone? No, ye fat chuffs! I would your store were here. What? Young men must live.
What else does it have?
And the prince and point. Be not too arrant cowards. There's no equity stirring. There's no more valor in that point than in a wild duck.
We have money!
Oh, it's definitely you.
frights to death. Were it not for laughing, I should pity him.
Ah, the great road broad!
But for mine own part, my lord, I could be well contented to be there in respect of the love I bear your house. For he could be contented. Why is he not there? In respect of the love he bears our house. He shows in this he loves his own barn better than he loves our house. Let me see some more. The purpose you undertake is dangerous. Why, that's certain. 'Tis dangerous to take a cold, to sleep, to drink. But I tell you, my lord fool, that from this nettle, danger, we pluck this flower, safety. The purpose you undertake is dangerous. The friends you have named uncertain, the time itself unsought, and your whole plot too light for the counter voice of so great an opposition. Say you so. Say you so. I say unto you again, you are a shallow, cowardly hind, and you lie. In what a lack brain is this? By the Lord, our plot is a good plot, as ever was laid. Our friends true and constant. Good plot, good friends, full of expectation. An excellent plot, very good friends. What a frosty-spirited road is this? Is there not my uncle, my father, and myself, Lord Edmund Mortimer, my Lord of York, and Owen Glendower? Is there not besides the Douglers? Have I not all their letters to meet me in arms by the night of the next month, and are they not some of them set forward already? What a pagan rascal is this, an infidel. You will see, with a very sincerity of fear and cold heart will he to the king, and lay open all our proceedings. Oh, I could divide myself and go to buffets for moving such a dish of skim milk with so honourable an action. Now, hang him. Let him tell the king we are prepared. I'll set forward tonight. How now, my lord? I must leave you within these 2 hours.
Oh, my good lord, why are you thus alone? Well, what offence have I this fortnight being a banished husband from my Harry's bed? Come, tell me, sweet love, what is it that takes from thee thy stomach, leisure, thy golden sleep? Why dost thou bend thine eyes upon the earth and start so often when thou sittest alone? Why hast thou washed the fresh blood in thy cheeks to thick-eyed music and cursed melancholy? In thy faint slumbers, I by thee have watched and heard thee murmur tales of iron walls, speak terms of marriage to thy bounding steed, cry courage to the field. And thou hast talked of prisoners ransomed and of soldiers slain, and all the currents of a heated fight. Thy spirit within thee hath been so at war, thus hath so bestirred thee in thy sleep that beads of sweat have stood upon thy brow. Some heavy business hath my love in hand, and I must know, else she loves me not. Come, tell me, what is it that makes you away?
My horse, my love. My horse.
Ouch, you man here today. I'll know your business, Harry, that I will. I fear my brother Mortimer don't stir about his title, and it's sent to you to line his enterprise. But if you go,
So far afoot I shall be weary, love.
in faith, I'll break thy little finger, Harry. And if thou wilt not tell me all things true,
Away, you trifler! Love, I love thee not, I care not for thee, John. This is no world to play with balance or to tilt with lips. We must have bloody noses and cracked crowns and hearts and current too. God's been my horse! What sayest thou, love? What wouldst thou have with me?
do you not love me? Do you not indeed? Well, do not then, for since you love me not, I will not love myself. Do you not love me? Nay, tell me if you speak in jest or not.
Come, look thou see me ride. When I am on horseback, I would swear I love thee infinitely Hark you, love. I must not have you henceforth question me, whither I go, nor reason whereabout. Whither I must. And to conclude, this evening must I leave you, gentle John. Thou canst not utter what thou dost not know. And so far will I trust thee, gentle love.
How? So far?
Not an inch further. But hark you, love. Will this content you?
It must. Of force.
Are open yet?
Help! Help! Ned! Help! Ned! Help! Ned, pretty, come out of that fat room and let me go hand to laugh a little.
Pretty.
Where's been at? With 3 or 4 loggerheads amongst 3 or 4 score hogsheads. I have sounded the very bass string of humility. Sirrah, I am sworn brother to a leash of dwarves, and you'd call them all by their Christian names as Tom, Dick, and Francis. They take it already upon their salvation that though I be but Prince of Wales, yet I am King of Courtesy. And telling flatly, I am no proud jack like Falstaff, but a Corinthian, a lad of metal, a good boy by the Lord, so they call me. And when I am King of England, I shall command all the good lads to mischief. I am so good a proficient in 1/4 of an hour that I can drink with any tinker in their own language during my life. But, sweet Ned, to sweeten which name of Ned, I give thee this pennyworth of sugar, clapped even now into my hand by an underskinker, one that never spake other English in his life than, anon, sir. But Ned, to drive away the time till Falstaff come, I prithee, do thou stand in some by-room while I question my puny drawer to what end he gave me the sugar, and do thou never leave calling Francis, that his tale to me may be nothing but anon. Stand aside and I'll show thee a priest.
Francis!
Thou art perfect.
Francis!
Come hither, Francis.
My lord?
How long hast thou to serve, Francis?
Forsooth 5 years, and is my...
Francis!
sir!
5 years, my lady, a long lease for the clinking of pewter. But Francis, darest thou be so valiant as to play the coward with thy indenture, and show it a fair pair of heels and run through it?
Lord, sir, I'll be sworn upon all the books in England.
Francis!
Hey, but hark you, Francis, how old art thou?
Let me see, about Michaelmas next I shall...
Hey, but hark you, Francis, for the sugar thou gavest me, 'twas a pennyworth, was it not?
I would have had me too.
I will give thee for it £1,000. Ask me when thou wilt, and thou shalt have it.
Francis!
None, Francis, no, Francis. But tomorrow, Francis, or Francis a Thursday, or indeed, Francis, when thou wilt. But Francis,
My lord?
wilt thou rob this leathern jerkin, crystal button, not painted, agate ring, puke stocking, caddis garter, smooth-tongued Spanish pouch?
My lord, sir, whom do you mean?
Francis!
Away, you rogue, dost thou not hear them call?
Anon, sir! The plague of all cowards and vengeance too, marry a dark name. Give me a cup of sack, boy. A plague of all cowards. Give me a cup of sack, you rogue. Is there no virtue extant?
Didst thou never see Titan kiss a dish of butter? That filtered at the sweet tale of the sons, if thou didst then behold that compound.
There's lime in this sack of trouble. Oh, nothing but roguery fills the villainous man. Yet a coward is worse than a cup of sack with lime in it. Go thy ways, old Jack. Die when thou wilt. If manhood, good manhood, be not forgot upon the face of the earth, then I am a shot in the herring. There be not 3 good men unhanged in England, and one of them is fat and grows old. God save the while. A bad world, I say. A plague of old cowards, I say still.
How now, Woolsack, what mutter you?
A king's sus. If I do not beat thee out of thy kingdom with a dagger of lead, and drive all thy subjects afore thee like a flock of wild geese, I'll wear hair on my face no more, you Prince of Wales.
Why, thou whore son round man, what's the matter?
Are you not a coward? Answer me to that, and point there.
What? You call me a coward, ye fat porch ass?
I call thee coward. I'll see thee damned ere I call thee coward. But I would pay £1,000 a pair to run as fast as thou canst. You care not who sees your back. Call you that backing of your friends? A plague upon such backing. Give me them as will face me. Give me a cup of sack. I am a rogue if I drunk today.
Oh, villain, thy lips are scarce wiped since thou drunkst last.
Well, all's one for that. A plague of all cowardice.
What's the matter?
What's the matter? There be 3 of us here have taken £1,000 this day.
Where is it, Jack? Where is it?
Where is it? Taken it is. 100 upon poor 3 of us.
100 men.
I have escaped by miracle. I am 8 times thrust through the doublet, 4 times through the hose, my buckler cut through and through, and my sword hacked like a hacksaw. I never dealt better since I was a man. All would not do. A plague of cowards. Let them speak. If they speak more or less than the truth, they are villains and the sons of darkness.
Speak, sirs, how was it?
Well, we 3 set upon some dozens.
16 at least, my lord.
Yeah, and bound them.
No, they were not bound.
You rogue, they were bound, every man of them.
Yeah, and as we were sharing, some 6 or 7 fresh men set upon us.
And came in the rest, and unbound the others.
What fought you with them all?
All. I know not what you call all. But if I did not fight with 50 of them, then I am a bunch of radish. If there were not 2 or 3 and some 50 upon poor old Jack, I am no 2-legged creature.
Pray God, you have not murdered some of them.
Nay, that's past prayed for. 2 of them I have peppered. 2 I'm sure I have paid. 2 rogues in buckram suits. I tell thee how. If I tell thee a lie, spit in my face. Call me horse! Thou knowest my old ward. Here I lay, and thus I bore my point. And I faced the 4 buckram rogues they came on.
4, thou saidst but 2 even now.
4, Hal, I told thee 4.
Aye, he said 4.
And these 4 came all at a front, and let drive mainly at me. I made me no more ado, but took all 7 of their points.
No sense but 4, even now.
In buckram?
Aye, 4 in buckram.
7 by these hilts, or I am a villain.
Let alone, we shall have more anon.
Dost thou hear, Hal?
I mark thee too, Jack.
Do so, for it is worth the listening to. These 9 in buckram that I told thee of,
Already.
their points being broken,
Who's falling down?
began to give ground. I followed me, came in, hand and foot, and with a thought, 7 of the 11 I paid.
Oh, Rasmus, 11 buckram men grown out of 2.
But, as the devil would have it, 3 misbegotten knaves in Kendall Green came at my back and let drive at me. For it was so dark, Hal, thou couldst not see thy hand.
These lies are like their father that begets them. Gross as a mountain, open, palpable, cried out, plain brain guts, thou nutty pated fool, thou whoreson son, obscene, greasy tallow fat.
What, art thou mad? Art thou mad? Is the truth not the truth?
Why? How couldst thou know these men in Kendall Green when it was so dark thou couldst not see thy own hand? Come, tell us your reason, Jack. What sayest thou to this?
Come, Jack, what's your reason, Jack?
What, upon compulsion? Zoons! Were I at the Strappado and all the racks of the world, I would not tell thee upon compulsion. Give thee a reason on compulsion. If reasons were as plentiful as blackberries, I would toad no man upon compulsion.
I be no longer guilty of this sin. This sanguine coward, this bed presser, this horseback breaker.
Blood! You starveling, you elf skin, you dried meat tongue, you bull's pizzle, you stockfish. Oh, for breath to utter what is like thee, you tailor's yard, you sheath, you vile standing tuck.
Well, breathe a while, and then do it again. And whence thou hast tired thyself in base comparisons, hear me speak but this. We too saw you 3 set on 4, and Belgium, and were masters of their wealth. Mark now how a plain tale shall put you down. Then did we too set on you, word outface you from your prize, and have it, yea, and can show it you here in the house. And Falstaff, what a slave art thou to hack thy sword as thou hast done, and then say it was in fight. What trick, what device, what starting the hole canst thou now find out to hide thee from this open and apparent shame?
Come, Jack, what trick have you now?
I knew thee as well as he that made thee. Why, hear you, my lords, was it for me to kill the heir apparent? Or should I turn upon the true prince? Oh, my lords, you know that I am as valiant as Hercules. But beware instinct. The lion will not touch the true prince. Instinct is a great matter. Even now was I a coward on instinct. I shall think the better of myself during my life. I for a valiant lion, and thee for a true prince. But by my lord, lads, I am glad you have the money. Hostess, clap to the doors. Play tonight, pray tomorrow. What? Shall we be merry?
Yeah!
Shall we have a play extempore?
And the argument shall be thy running away.
No more of that, Hal, and thou lovest me.
Oh, listen! I'm not a prince!
My lady the hostess, what sayest thou to me?
This is
much as will make him a royal man and send him back against my mother.
What matter of man is he?
An old man.
Ha ha! Doth gravity have him out of bed at midnight? Shall I give him his answer?
Oh, prithee do, Jack.
Faith, and I'll send him packing.
Now, sirs, by lady, you fought fair. So did you, Peter. So did you, Carlo. You are lions, too. You ran away upon instinct. You will not touch the true prince. No.
Well, Faith, I ran when I saw others run.
Faith, tell me now, in earnest, how came Falstaff's sword so hacked?
See, hacked it with his dagger and said he swear the truth unto England, but made you believe it was done in fight and persuaded us to do the like.
Yea, and to kick our nose with spear grass to make it bleed, and then to beslubber our garments with it and swear it was the blood of true men.
Here comes Lee Jack. Here comes Mambo. How now, my sweet creature combat?
There's villainous news abroad. You are to the court in the morning. That same mad fellow of the North, Percy, and he of Wales, that made Lucifer couple, what a plague you call him?
Glendow.
Owen the same. And his son-in-law, Mortimer, and old Northumberland, and that sprightly Scot of Scots, Douglas, he that rides a horse up a hill perpendicular.
He that rides a high speed over the pistol kills a sparrow fly.
You have hit it?
So did he never the sparrow.
Well, he is there too, and 1,000 blue caps more. Worcester is stolen away tonight. Your father's beard has turned white with the news. You may buy land now as cheap as stinking mackerel.
Why then, it is like if there come a hot June and this civil buffeting hold, we shall buy maiden heads and slay my hobnails by the hundred, eh?
But tell me, how art thou not horrible feared? Being heir apparent, could the world pick thee out 3 such enemies again as that fiend Douglas, that spirit Percy, and that devil Glendower? Art thou not horribly afraid? Does not thy blood thrill at it?
Not a whit, if faith I like some of thy instinct.
Well, thou wilt be horribly chid tomorrow when thou comest to thy father. If you love me, practice an answer.
Do thou stand for my father and examine me upon the particulars of my life.
Shall I? Yes. Content! Let this seat be my stage. Let my dagger be my crown, and let this be my scepter, and this cushion be my crown. And the fire of grace not being fully out of thee, now shall ye be moved. Give me a cup of sack to make my eyes red, for it beseem as though I have wept, as I must speak now in passion.
Well, here is my name.
And here is my speech. Stand aside, nobility.
This is excellent sportive, eh?
Oh, my queen. Do not weep, for trickling tears are vain.
Oh. Now the father, how he holds his countenance.
For God's sake, lords, convey my crystal queen, for tears do stop the floodgates of her eyes.
He does it as one of those harlotry players, never I've seen.
He's good pint pot, he's good tickle brain. Now, Harry, not only do I marvel at where thou spendest thy time, but also at how thou art accompanied. For the chamomile, the more it is trodden on, the faster it grows. Yet youth, the sooner it is spent, the faster it wears. That thou art my son, I have partly thy mother's opinion, partly mine own opinion, but chiefly a villainous trick of thine eye, and a foolish hanging of thy nether lip that doth warrant me. If then thou be son to me, here lies the point. Why, being son to me, are you so pointed at? Shall the son of England prove a thief and steal purses? For, Harry, I do not only speak to you in drink, but in tears, not in pleasure, but in passion, not in words, oh, but in woes. And yet, there is a virtuous man I have oft noted in thy company, but I do not know his name.
What manner of man that is like your majesty?
A goodly, portly man, and a corpulent, of a cheerful look, a pleasing eye, and a most noble carriage. And his age, methinks, some 50. Or by Our Lady inclining to 60. And now I do remember me. His name is Falstaff. If he be rudely given, he deceiveth me. For, Harry, I spy some virtue in that Falstaff.
Falstaff!
Him keep with, the rest banish. And thou me now, thou naughty varlet, tell me, where hast thou been this month?
Dost thou speak like a king? Do thou stand for me, and I'll play my father.
Depose me? If thou dost so, half so gravely, half so majestically, both in word and in matter, you may hang me up for a rabbit sucker or a poulter's hair.
Well, here I am set.
And here I stand, judge, my masters.
Now, Harry, whence come you?
My noble lord from East Chamber.
The complaints I hear of thee are grievous.
Lad, I deny them utterly. Oh, nay, I'll tickle thee for a young prince, if faith.
Swearest thou, ungracious boy? Henceforth ne'er look on me. Thou art violently carried away from grace. There is a devil haunts thee in the likeness of an old fat. A tongue of man is thy companion. Why dost thou converse with this trunk of human, this bolting hutch of beastliness, that reverend vice, that grey iniquity, that father ruffian, that vanity in years? Wherein is he good, but to taste sack and drink it? Wherein neat and cleanly, but to carve a capon and eat it? Wherein cunning, but in craft? Wherein crafty, but in villainy? Wherein villainous, but in all things? Wherein worthy, but in nothing?
Oh, I would your grace would take me with you. Who means your grace?
That villainous, abominable misleader of you, Falstaff!
My lord, the man I know.
I have no doubt.
But to say there is more harm in him than in myself is to say more than I know. That he is old, the more the pity. His white hairs do witness it. But, saving your reference that he is a whoremaster, that I utterly deny. If sack and sugar be a fault, then God help the wicked. If to be old and merry is to be a sin, then many a host I know is damned. If to be fat be to be hated, then Pharaoh's lean kine are to be loved. No, my good lord, banish Peter, banish Bardolph, banish Poise, but for sweet Jack Falstaff, kind Jack Falstaff, true Jack Falstaff, valiant Jack Falstaff, and all the more valiant, being that he is old, Jack Falstaff. Banish not him by Harry's company. Banish not him by Harry's company. Banish plump Jack, and banish all the world.
I do. I will.
The sheriff, the most monstrous hostess at the door.
Oh, out, you rogue! Play out the play! I have much to say in behalf of this Falstaff.
Say, my lord,
Hi, the devil rides upon a fiddlestick. What's the matter?
the sheriff and all the watcher at the door, they have come to search the house. Shall I let them in?
Do you hear, Hal? Never call a true piece of gold a counterfeit. Thou art seemingly made without seeming so.
And thou art a natural coward without instinct.
I deny your major. If you will deny the sheriff, so. If you do not, let him enter. I will make the hangman's cart as well as another man a plague on my bringing up if I do not. I will soon be strangled with a halter as another.
Go hide thee behind the arras. The rest walk up above. Now, my masters, for a true face and a good conscience.
Well, both of which I have had, but their date is out, therefore I think.
Call in the sheriff. Now, Master Sheriff, what is your will with me?
First, pardon me, my lord. A human cry hath followed certain men into this house.
What men?
One of them is well known, my gracious lord, a close fat man.
The man, I do assure you, is not here. For I myself, at this time, have employed him. And, Sheriff, I will engage my word to thee, that I will, by tomorrow dinner time, send him to answer thee. Or any man, for anything, he shall be charged with all. And so let me entreat you, leave the house.
I will, my lord. There are two gentlemen have in this robbery lost 300 marks.
It may be so. If he have robbed these men, he shall be answerable. And so, farewell.
Good night, my noble lord.
I think it is good morrow, is it not?
Indeed, my lord, I think it be 2 o'clock.
This oily rascal is known as well as Paul's. Go call him forward.
Snorting like a horse.
Let him sleep till day. Up to the court in the morning. We must all to the wars. I'll procure this fat rogue a charge of foot, and I'm sure his death will be a march of 12 score. The money will be paid back again with advantage. Be with me. The time's in the morning. And so, good morrow, Peter.
Good morning, my lord. I'll go on that bit. Hustle!
These promises are fair, the party is sure, and our inductions for a prosperous home.
Lord Mortimer and Cousin Glendower, will you sit down? And Uncle Worcester. Please, one time, cost a map.
No, Cousin Percy. Here it is. Sit, Cousin Percy, sit. Good Cousin Hotspur. Far by that name as oft as none have to speak of you. His cheek looks pale, and with a rising sigh he wishes you in heaven.
And you in hell, as oft as he hears own Glendower spoke of.
I cannot blame him. At my nativity, the front of heaven was full of fiery sheets, of burning cressets, and at my birth, the frame and huge foundation of the earth shaped like a coward.
And so it would have done at the same season if your mother's cat had been kittened, though yourself had never been born.
I say the earth did shake when I was born.
And I say the earth was not of my mind, if you suppose as fearing you it shook.
The heavens were all on fire. The mountains, and the herds were strangely clamorous to the frightened fields. These signs have marked me extraordinary, and all the courses of my life do show I am not in the role of common men. And bring him out, that is but woman's son, can trace me in the tedious ways of art, and hold me pace in deep experiments.
I think there's no man speaks better Welsh.
Peace, cousin Percy. You will make him mad.
I can call spirits from the vasty deep.
Why, so can I! Or so can any man. But will they come when you do call them?
I can teach you, cousin, to command the devil.
Well, and I can teach thee, cuz, to shame the devil by telling truth. But tell truth, and shame the devil, if thou have power to raise him, or bring him hither, and I'll be sworn I have power to shame him hence. While you live, tell truth, and shame the devil.
Come, come. No more of this unprofitable chat, huh?
3 times hath Henry Bolingbroke made head against my power. Thrice from the monks of wine, and Sunday bottom 7 I sent him bootless home, and weather beaten walk.
A home without booze, and in foul weather too. Casey Agents, the devil's name.
Come, hear us the not. Shall we divide our right according to our threefold order they can?
The Archdeacon hath divided it into 3 limits, very equally. England from Trent, and 7 hitherto. Tomorrow, cousin Percy, you and I and my good Lord Worcester will set forth to meet your father, and the Scottish powers, as is bestowed upon us in troth. My father Glendower is not ready yet, not shall we need his help in his walking dead. Within that space, you may have drawn together your tenants, friends, and neighbouring gentlemen.
A shorter time shall send me to your arms.
Methinks my moiety, north of Virgin here, in quantity equals not one of yours. But see how this river comes me cranking in and cuts me from the best of all my land. A huge half moon, a monstrous cantle out. I'll have the current in this place dammed up, and here the smug and silver trench shall run in a new channel, fair and evenly. It shall not wind with such a deep indent and rob me of so rich a bottom here.
Not wind. You see it doth, it must.
Yea, but mark how he bears his course, and runs me up with like advantage on the other side, gelding the opposing continent with as much advantage as it takes from you.
Yea, but a little charge will trench him here, and on this north side with this cape of land, and then you must drag it either.
I'll have so a little charge with it.
I'll not have it altered.
Well, not you.
No, you shall not.
Who shall say thee nay?
Why not will I?
Well, let me not understand you then. Speak it in Welsh.
I can speak English, Lord, as well as you. For I was trained up in the English court, and being but young, I framed to the harp many an English ditty lovely well, and gave a helpful ornament to the tongue, a virtue that was never seen in you.
Marion, I am glad on't with all my heart. I had rather be a kitten and cry mew than one of those same meter ballad mongers. I had rather hear a brazen candlestick turn, or a dry-wheeled brake to the axle tree. That would set my teeth nothing on end, nothing so much as mincing poetry. 'Tis like the forced gait of a shuffling nag.
Come, you shall have Trent 10.
I don't care. I'll give thrice so much land to any well-deserving friend. But in the way of bargain, mark you me, I'll handle in the 9th part of a hair. Well, I'm indented strong. Shall we be gone?
The moon shines fair. We may away by tonight.
Percy. How you cross my father.
I cannot choose. Sometimes he angers me with telling me of the mole dwarf and the ant, of the dreamer Merlin and his prophecies, on such a deal of skimble, scandal, salad puts me from my faith. I'll tell you what, he held me last night at least 9 hours in reckoning up the several devils' names that were his lackeys. And I cried. And, well, go to, not him not a word. He is as tedious as a tired horse, a rattling wife, worse than a smoky house. Now, I'd rather live with cheese and garlic in a windmill farm than feed on cakes and have him talk to me in any summer house in Christendom.
In faith, he is a worthy gentleman, exceedingly well read, and profited in strange concealments. Valiant as a lion, and wondrous affable, and bountiful as the mines of India. Shall I tell you, cousin? He holds your temper in high respect, and curbs himself of his natural scope when you come across his humour. Faith he does. I warrant you that man is not alive, might so have tempted him as you have done, without the taste of danger and reproof. But do not use it oft. I entreat you.
Faith, cousin, you are too willful blame, and since your coming hither, have done enough to put him quite beside his pages. You must needs learn at least to amend this fault, though sometimes it shows greatness, courage, blood, and that's the dearest grace it renders you. Yet oftentimes it doth present harsh rage, defective manners, want of government, pride, haughtiness, opinion and disdain, the least of which, haunting a nobleman, loses men's hearts, and leaves behind a stain upon the beauty of all parts, besides beguiling them of commendation.
Well, I'm schooled. Good manners be to speak.
Come, Lord Mortimer. You are as slow as hot Lord Percy is on fire to go. Our book is drawn. We're about to seal it. I'm onto a horse. Immediately!
With all my heart.
I know not whether God will have it so. For some displeasing service I have done, that in his secret doom, out of my blood he'll breed revengement and a scourge for me. But thou dost in thy passages of life make me believe that thou art only marked for the hot vengeance and the rod of heaven to punish my misdreadings. Tell me else, could such poor, such bad, such mean, such vain attempts, such barren pleasures, and rude society, as thou art matched withal, and grafted to, accompany the greatness of thy blood, and hold their level with thy princely arts?
So please, your majesty, I could quit all offences with as clear excuse as well as I am doubtless I can purge myself of many I am charged withal. Yet such extenuation, let me beg, for in reproof of many tales devised, which oft the ear of greatness needs must hear, by smiling pigtecks and base newsmongers, I may, for some things true, wherein my youth hath faulty wandered and irregular, find pardon on my true submission.
God pardon thee! But let me wonder, Harry, at thy affections, which do hold the wind quite from the thou hast rudely lost, which by thy younger brother is supplied, and art almost an alien to the hearts of all the court and princes of my blood. The hope and expectation of thy time is ruined, and the soul of every man prophetically do forethink thy fall. Had I so lavish been of my presence, so common hackneyed in the eyes of men, so stale and cheap to vulgar company, opinion that did help me to the crown had still kept loyal to possession, and left me in reputeless banishment, a fellow of no mark nor likelihood. By being seldom seen, I could not stir, but like a comet I was wondered at, that men did tell their children, this is he, others did say, where, which is Bolingbroke, and then I stole all courtesy from heaven, and dressed myself in such humility, that I did pluck allegiance from men's hearts, loud shouts and salutations from their mouths, even in the presence of the crowned king, yet thus did my presence, like a robe pontifical, shine. So my state, seldom at socials, showed like a feast, and when my rareness such solemnity. The skipping king, he ambled up and down with shallow jesters and rash, baffling wits, soon kindled and soon burnt, cowed his state, mingled his royalty with shallow fools, enfeoffed himself to popularity, that when he had occasion to be seen, he was but as the cuckoo is in June, heard, not regarded. And in that very line, Harry, stand aside. Thou hast lost thy princely privilege with vile participation. Not an eye but is aweary of thy common sight, save mine, which hath desire to see them all. And out of that I would not have it do, make blind itself with foolish tenderness.
Shall hereafter, my thrice gracious Lord, be more myself.
Oh, for all the world, as thou art to this hour, was Richard then, and even as I was then, is Hotspur now. By my sceptre and my soul to boot, she hath more worthy interest in the crown than thou the shadow of succession. What never-dying honours hath she got against renowned Douglas, that thrice hath this Hotspur, this Mars in swaddling clothes, this infant warrior in her enterprises, discomfited great Douglas, taken him, enlarged him, made a friend of him, to fill the mouth of deep defiance up, and shake the peace and safety of our throne. I would say you to this, Percy, Northumberland, the Earl of Worcester, Douglas, Mortimer, capitulate against us and are up! Wherefore do I tell these news to thee? Why, Harry, do I tell thee of my foes, that art my nearest and my dearest enemy? Thou art like enough through vassal fear, base inclination, and the start of spleen, to fight against me under Percy's pay, to dog her heels and curtsy at her frowns, to show how much thou art degenerate.
Do not think so. You shall not find it so. And God forgive them that so much have swayed your majesty's good thoughts away from me. I will redeem all this on Percy's head. And in the closing of some glorious day, be bold to tell you that I am your son. When I will wear a garment all of blood which washed away shall scour my shame with it. This in the name of God I promise you, the which if ye be pleased I shall perform. I do beseech your majesty may salve the long-grown wounds of my intemperance. If not, the end of life cancels all bonds, and I shall die 100,000 deaths ere break the smallest parcel of this vow.
100,000 rebels die in this. Thou shalt have sovereign charge and trust herein. Ere the Westmoreland set forth today with him my son, Lord John of Lancaster. On Wednesday next, Harry, you shall set forth. On Thursday, we ourselves shall march. Our general forces at Bridge North shall meet. Our hands are full of business, so away. Advantage feeds him fat while men delay.
Red as any rose.
all her sort, and they once be it come, they are sick.
Oh, pox damn you, you muddy rascal. Is that all the guts that you give me?
You make fat rascals, Mistress Doll.
I make them. Gluttony and diseases make them. I make them not.
If the cook helped to make the gluttony, then you help to make the diseases, Doll. We catch of you, Doll, we catch of you. Grant that, my poor virtue, grant that.
Yea, joy, our chains and our jewels.
Your brooches, pearls, and your ouches. Oh, for to serve bravely is to come halting off, you know. To come off the breach bravely, his pike bent bravely, into surgery bravely, and to venture upon the charged chambers bravely.
Away, you cut-purse rascal, you filthy bum, away! By wine, I'll thrust my knife in your moldy shaft. Oh, hang yourself, you muddy conger, hang yourself!
In good truth, you, the all true, always fall to Sunday school. You are as rheumatic as two dry toasts. One cannot bear with another's confirmities. What the good cheer? One must bear, and to dull, that must be you. You are the weaker vessel, as they say. The emptier vessel.
But can a weak, empty vessel bear such a huge full hogshead? There's a whole merchant's venture of Bordeaux stuff in it. You've not seen a hope better stuffed in the hold. Oh, come, Jack. I'll be friends with thee. Thou whoreson, little tiny man, follow you bobbing.
Come, it grows late, we'll to bed.
Oh, villain! If they I love thee, thou art as valorous Hector of Troy, worth 5 with Agamemnon, and 10 times better than the 9 bodies. Ah, villain! I'll toss thee between a pair of sheets.
I'll toss thee in a blanket. Some sack, Francis! Bastard son of the king.
Why, thou globe of sinful countenance, what a life dost thou lead?
Better than thou, I am a gentleman, thou art a drawer.
Very true, sir, and I come to draw you out by the ears.
I am not only witty in myself, but the cause that wit is in other men.
Oh, for the Lord preserve thy grace. By my troth, welcome to London. Oh, the Lord bless that sweet face of thine. Oh, yes, sir, have you come from Wales?
Thou whoreson, mad compound of majesty, by this light flesh and corrupted blood, thou art welcome.
How, you fat fool, I scorn you!
Now, Hal, to the news of court. For the robbery, lad, how is that answered?
Oh, my sweet beef. I must still be good angel to thee. The money is paid back again.
Oh, I do not like that paying back. 'Tis a double labour.
I have procured thee, Jack, a charge of foot.
I would it have been of horse. Well, thank God for these rebels. They offend none but the virtuous. I laud them. I praise them.
Peter, go bear this letter to my brother John and this to my Lord of Westmoreland. Jack, meet me tomorrow in the temple hall at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. There shalt thou know thy charge, and there receive money and order for their furniture. The land is burning. Percy stands on high, and either we or they must lower lie.
Farewell, hostess. Farewell, doll. You see how men of merit are called upon. My fair wenches, the undeserver may sleep, when a man of action is called on. Farewell, farewell. If I be not sent post, I'll see thee again ere I go.
I cannot speak. My heart be ready to burst. Well, sweet Jack, have a care of thyself.
Well, fare thee well. I've known thee these 29 years, come Prince Godtime, and an honester and a true-hearted. Well, fare you well.
Farewell! Farewell!
Farewell. Let's get out of here.
Oh, I could wish this tavern were my drum. Oh!
Well said, my noble Scot. If speaking truth in this fine age were not more flattery, such attribution should the Douglas have, as not a soldier of this season stand should go as general, current through the world. And by God, I cannot flatter, I do defy the tongues of soothers, but a braver place in my heart's love hath no man than yourself. Nay, task me to my word, approve me, Lord.
Thou art the king of honor. No man so potent breathes upon the ground, but I will beard him.
Do so and 'tis well. My cousin Vernon, welcome by my soul.
Pray God mind you to be worth the welcome, my lord. The Earl of Westmoreland, 7,000 strong, is marching hitherwards, and with him Prince John.
No harm, what more?
Further, I have learned the king himself in person is set forth.
He shall be welcome too. Where's his son? The nimble-footed, madcap Prince of Wales.
All furnished, all in arms, glittering in golden coats like images, as full of spirit as the month of May, and as gorgeous as the sun at midsummer.
No more. Worse than the sun in March, this praise doth nourish agues. Let them come. They come like sacrifices in their trim, and to the fire I've made of smoky war, all hot and bleeding, will we offer them. The male of Mars shall on his altar sit up to the ears in blood. Oh, I am on fire to hear this rich reprisal is so mine, and yet not ours. Come, let me taste my horse, who is to bear me like a thunderbolt against the bosom of the Prince of Wales. Harry to Harry shall hot horse to horse meet, and ne'er part till one drop down corpse. What letters hast thou there? Oh, I cannot thank you.
These letters come from your father.
Letters from him? Why comes he not himself?
He cannot come, my lord, he is grievous sick.
So has he the leisure to be sick in such a justling time? Who leads his house? Under whose government come they along?
His letters bear his mind, not I, my lord.
Prithee tell me, does he keep his bed?
He did, my lord. 4 days ere I set forth, and at the time of my departure thence, he was much feared by his physicians.
I would the state of time had first been whole, ere he my sickness had been visited. His health was never better work than now.
Sick now! Droop now! This sickness doth infect the very lifeblood of our enterprise. 'Tis catching hither, even to our captain. He writes me here, that inward sickness, and that his friends by deputation could not so soon be drawn, nor did he think it meet to lay so dangerous and dear a charge on any soul removed but on his own. Yet doth he give us bold advertisement that with our small conjunction we should on to see how fortune is disposed to us. For, as he writes, there is no quailing now, for the king is certainly possessed of all our purposes. What say you to it?
This sickness of your father's is a maintenance.
A perilous gash, a very limb lopped off, and yet, if faith it is not, his present want seems more than we shall find it. Were it good to set the exact 12 of all our states all at one cast,
quality and grace of our intent brooks no division. It will be thought by some who know not why he is away that wisdom, loyalty, or mere dislike of our proceedings kept the Earl from hence. And think how such an apprehension may turn the tide of fearful faction and breed a kind of question in our cause. This absence of your fathers draws a curtain that shows the ignorance us kind of fear before not dreamt of.
You strain too far. I rather of his absence make this use. If we, without his help, can raise a head to push against the kingdom, with his help we shall all turn it topsy-turvy down. It all goes well, yet all our joints are whole.
I can think. There's not such a word spoke of in Scotland as this term of fear.
Oh, the Glendower will come.
There is more news. I learned in Worcester as I rode along, he could not draw his power this 14 days.
This is the worst tidings I hear of yet.
I by my faith, that bears a frosty sound.
What may the king's whole battle reach unto?
To 30,000.
Let it be. My father and Glendower being both away, the powers of us may serve so great a day. Come, let us take a muster speedily. Doomsday is near. Die all, die merrily.
Talk not of dying. I am out of fear of death or death's hand with this one heart here.
Our soldiers will march through. We'll to Sutton Coldfield tonight.
Will you give me money, Captain?
Lay out, lay out. Bid my Lieutenant Bardolph meet me at Townsend.
I will, Captain. Farewell.
If I be not ashamed of my soldiers, I am a soused gurnet. I have misused the king's press damnably. I have got in exchange of my 150 soldiers some 300 and old pounds. I press me none but such good householders and contracted bachelors, such as had as lief hear the devil as a drum, such as fear the report of the Calabar more than a struck fowl or a hurt wild duck. I press me none but such toasts and butters with hearts in their bellies, no bigger than pins' heads, and they have bought out their service. And now my entire charge consists of slaves as ragged as Lazarus, and unjust, discarded serving men, such as never had been soldiers, and younger brothers to younger sons, revolted tapsters and ostlers, trade fallen, the cankers of a long peace and a calm world. A mad fellow met me on the way and said I had emptied all the gibbets and pressed the dead bodies. No eye hath seen such scarecrows. Yea, and the beggars march wide betwixt the knees, as if they had shackles on, for indeed I had the most of them out of prison. There's not a shirt and a half in all my company. But that's all one. They'll find linen enough on every hedge.
How now, Blunt Jack? How now, Quilt?
What? How? What the devil dost thou in Warwickshire? Ah, my Lord of Westmoreland, I cry your mercy. I had not known thou was at Shrewsbury.
Faith, Sir John, 'tis more than time that I were there, and you too, that my powers are there already. The king, I can tell you, looks for us all. We must away all night.
Tut, never fear me. I am as vigilant as the cats to steal cream.
I think to steal cream indeed, for thy theft hath already made thee butter. But tell me, Jack, whose fellows are these that come after?
Mine, Hal.
Mine. I did never see such pitiful rascals.
Touch, man. Good enough to toss. Food for powder. Food for powder. They'll fill a pit as well as better. Touch, man. Mortal men, mortal men.
Aye, Sir John, methinks they are exceeding poor and bare. Too beggarly.
Well, faith, for their poverty, I know not where they had that. And for their bareness, I swear they never learned that of me.
Cyril, make haste. Percy is already in the field.
What, is the king in camp?
He is. We must away all night.
Well, to the latter end of a fray and the beginning of a feast fits a dull fighter and a keen guest.
We fight with him tonight!
This may not be. You give him that advantage.
Not a whit! Why say you so? Looks he not for supply?
So do we.
His is certain, ours is doubtful.
For God's sake, cousin, be advised, stir not tonight.
Do not, my lord.
You do not counsel well. You speak it out of fear and a cold heart.
Do we know slander, Douglas? By my life, and I dare well maintain it with my life, if well-respected honours bid me on, I will as little counsel with weak fear as you, my lord, or any Scot that this day lives. Let it be seen tomorrow in the battle which of us fears.
Yea. Or tonight.
Tonight, say I!
Oh, come, it may not be. I wonder much, being men of such great leading as you are, that you foresee not what impediments drag back our expedition. Certain horses of my cousin Vernon's have not yet come up. Your uncle Worcester's horse came but today. That not a horse is half the half himself.
So are the horses of the enemy in general journey baited and brought low. The best part of ours are full of rest.
The number of the king exceedeth ours. For God's sake, Harry, stay till all come in.
I come with gracious offers from the king. If you vouchsafe me hearing and respect.
Welcome, Lord Westmoreland. And would to God you were of our determination.
But to my charge. The king hath sent to know the nature of your griefs, and whereupon you conjure from the breast of civil peace such bold hostility, teaching his duteous lands audacious cruelty. If that king have any way your good deserts forgot, which he confesseth to be manifold, he bids you name your griefs, and with all speed you shall have your desires with interest, and pardon absolute for yourself, and these herein misled by your suggestion.
The king is kind. And well we know the king knows at what time to promise, when to pay. My father, my uncle, and myself did give him that same royalty he wears. My father gave him welcome to the shore, and when he heard him swear and vow to God he came but to be Duke of Lancaster, my father in kind heart and pity moved swore him assistance and performed it too. He, presently as greatness knows itself, steps me a little higher than his vow made to my father while his blood was poured upon the naked shore at Ravensburg. Why now cries out upon abuses, seems to weep over his country's wrongs, and by this face, this seeming brow of justice, did he win the hearts of all that he did angle for. Short time later, he deposed the king. Soon after that, deprived him of his life. Disgraced me in my happy victories, sought to entrap me by intelligence, rated mine uncle from the council board, enraged, dismissed my father from the court, broke oath on oath, committed wrong on wrong, and in conclusion drove us to seek out his head of safety, and with all to pry into his title, for which we find too indirect for long continuance.
Shall I return this answer to the king?
Not so, Westmoreland. We'll withdraw a while, and in the morning early shall my uncle bring him our purposes. And so farewell.
I wish you would accept of grace and love.
Well, maybe so we shall.
Pray God you do.
Bloodily the sun begins to peer above yon bulky hill. The day looks pale at his distemperature.
The southern wind doth play the trumpet to his purposes, and by his hollow whistling in the leaves foretells a tempest and a blustering day.
Then with the losers let it sympathize. Oh now, my lord of Worcester, it is not well that you and I should meet upon such terms as now. You have deceived our trust, and made us doff our easy robes of peace, and crushed our old limbs in ungentle steel. This is not well, my lord. This is not well.
Hear me, my liege. For my own part, I could be well content to entertain the lag end of my life with quiet hours. For I protest, I have not sought the day of this dislike.
You have not sought it? How comes it then?
Rebellion lay in his way, and he found it.
Peace, Stuart, peace.
It pleased your majesty to turn your looks of favour from myself and all our house. And yet I must remember you, my lord. We were the first and dearest of your friends. For you, my staff of office did I bring. It was myself, my brother, and his child that brought you home, and boldly did outdare the dangers of the time. You swore to us, and you did swear that oath at Doncaster that you did nothing purpose against the state, nor play no further than your new fallen right, the seat of York, Dukedom of Lancaster. To this we swore our aid. But in short space, it rained down fortune, showering on your head, and such a flood of greatness fell on you. What with our help, what with the absent king, what with the injuries of a wanton time, and from this swarm of fair advantages, you took occasion to be quickly wooed, to cry for the general sway into your hand, forget your oath closet to Doncaster, and being fed by us, you used us so.
These things, indeed, you have articulated, proclaimed at market crosses, read in churches, to face the garment of rebellion with some fine colour that may please the eye of fickle changelings and poor malcontents that gape and rub the elbow at the news of hurly-burly innovation. Never yet did insurrection want such watercolours to impede his cause, nor moved beggars starving for a time of pell-mell havoc and confusion.
Both your armies, there is many a soul shall pay full dearly for this encounter once they join in triumph. Tell your niece the Prince of Wales doth join with all the world in praise of Harry Percy. By my hopes, I do not think a brave warrior. For my part, I may speak to my shame, I am a truant been to chivalry, and so I hear she doth account me too. Yet this, before my father's majesty, I am content that she shall take the odds of her great name and estimation, and will, to save the blood on either side, try fortune with her in a single fight.
You may be against it. No, Worcester. Love our people well, and even those we love who are misled upon your cousin's part. And will she take the offer of our grace? For she and they and you, yet every man shall be our friend again, and I'll be his. So inform your cousin and send us word what she will do. But if she will not yield, rebuke and dread correction wait on us, and they will do their offices. So be gone. We will not now be troubled with reply. We offer fair, take it advisedly.
Will not be accepted. On my life, the Douglas and the Hotspur both together are confident against the world in arms.
Hence, therefore, every leader to his charge, for on their answer we will set on them. And God befriend us, as our cause is just.
Hal, if you see me down in battle and bestride me, so is a point of friendship.
Nothing but a colossus to do thee that friendship. Say thy prayers and farewell.
I would to a bedtime, Hal, and all well.
Right. Thou owest God a death.
'Tis not due yet. I would be loath to pay it before his day. What need I be so bold with he who calls not on me? Well, 'tis no matter. Honour pricks me on. Well, how if honour should prick me off having come on? How then? Can honour set a leg? No. Or an arm? No. Or heal the grief of a wound? No. What is honour? A word? What is in that word, honour? What is that honour? Air. A trim reckoning. Who hath it? He that died a Wednesday. Can he feel it? No. Can he hear it? No. 'Tis insensible then. Aye, the dead. But will it not live with the living? No. Why? Detraction will not suffer it. Therefore I'll none of it. Honour is a mere sculpture. And so ends my catechism.
Oh no, my niece must not know, Sir Richard, the liberal and kind offer of the king.
For best she did.
Then are we all undone. It is not possible. It cannot be the king should keep his word in loving us. He will suspect us still and find a time to punish this offence in other faults. Supposition all our lives shall be stuck full of eyes. For treason is but trusted like the fox, who never so tamed, so cherished and locked up will have a wild trick of his ancestors. My niece's trespass may be well forgot, but hath the excuse of youth and heat of blood, a harebrained Hotspur governed by a spleen. All her offences live upon my head, and on her father's. We need to train her on, and her offences being drawn from us, we as the spring of all shall pay for all. Therefore, good cousin, let not Harry know in any case the offer of the king.
Deliver what you will. I'll say it is so. Here comes your cousin.
Uncle, what news?
The king will read you back in the present way. There is no seeming mercy in this place.
Did you beg any?
I told him gently of our grievances, of his oath-breaking, which he mended thus, by now forswearing that he is forsworn. He calls us rebels, traitors, and will scourge with haughty arms his hateful name.
Armed gentlemen, to arms, for I have thrown a brave defiance in King Henry's teeth, which cannot choose but bring him swiftly on.
Prince of Wales stepped forth before the king and Harry, challenged you to single fight.
Oh, would the quarrel lay upon our heads, and that no man might draw short breath today but I and Harry Monmouth. Now tell me, how showed his tasking? Seemed in contempt?
No. By my soul, I never in my life did hear a challenge urged more modestly. He gave you all the duties of a man, trimmed up your praises with a princely tongue, and chid his truant youth with such a grace. There he did pause. But let me tell the world, if he outlived the envy of this day, England did never owe so sweet a hope, so much misconstrued in his wantonness.
Cousin, I think thou art enamoured of his follies. Never did I hear of any prince so wild a liberty. But be he as he will, at once and not, I will embrace him with a soldier's arm, that he shall shrink under my courtesy. Arm with speed, and fellows, soldiers, friends. Better consider what you have to do, than I, that have not well the gift of tongue, can lift your blood up in persuasion. Oh, gentlemen, the time of life is short. To spend that shortness facing but too long if life did ride upon a dial point, still ending at the arrival of an hour. And if we live to tread on kings! If die, brave death when princes die with us! Now, for our consciences, the arms are fair when the intent of bearing them is just! I thank him that cuts me from my tale, for I profess not talking. Only this. Let each man do his best. And here, draw I a sword, whose temper I intend to stain with the best blood that I can meet withal in the adventure of this perilous day. Sound all the lofty instruments of war, and by that music let us all embrace!
What is thy name that in the battle thus thou crossest me? What honor dost thou seek upon my head?
My name is Douglas, and I do hold thee on the battle thus, because so tell me thou art a king.
Thou shalt find a king that will revenge.
Douglas! Hadst thou thought of it holden thus, I never had triumphed upon a Scot.
Well, all's done. All's won. Here breathless lies the king.
Now this, Douglas, I know his face full well. A gallant knight he was. His name was Blunt, similarly furnished like the king himself.
Well, fool go with thy soul whither it goes. A borrowed title thou hast borne too dear. Why did thou tell me thou art a king?
The king hath many marching in his coats.
By my sword, I will murder all his coats. I'll murder his whole wardrobe, piece by piece, until I meet the king.
Open away! Our soldiers stand full fairly for the day.
I am as hot as molten lead, yea, and as heavy too. God, keep lead out of me. I need no more weight than mine own bowels. I have led my ragamuffins where they are peppered. There's not 3 of my 150 left alive, and they of Townsend to beg during life. But who comes here?
What? Standest thou idle young? lend me thy sword. Many a nobleman lies stark and stiff under hooves of vaunting enemies whose deeds are yet unrevenged. I prithee lend me thy sword.
I prithee, Hal, give me leave to breathe a while. Turk Gregory never did such deeds under arms as I have done this day. I have paid Percy. I have made her sure.
She is indeed, and living to kill thee. I prithee lend me thy sword.
Nay, before God, if Percy be alive, thou gett'st not my sword, but take my pistol if thou wilt.
What? Is it in the case?
Aye, 'tis hot as Applesack City.
What? Is it a time to jest and dally now?
Well, if Percy is alive, I'll pierce her. She do come in my way. So, if she do not, if I come in hers willingly, let her make a carbonado of me. Give me life, which if I can save, so. If not, honor comes unlooked for, and there's an end. Oh.
Prithee, Hal, withdraw thyself. Thou bleedst too much. Controlate. Go with him.
Not I, my lord, unless I did bleach him.
I do beseech your majesty, make up, lest your retirement do amaze your friends.
I will do so. My lord Westmoreland, see him to his tent.
Come, my lord, I'll lead you to your tent.
Oh, leave me, my lord, I do not need your help. And God forbid a shallow scratch should drive the Prince of Wales from such a field as this, where stained nobility lies trodden on, and rebels' arms triumph in massacres.
Come, cousin Westmoreland, our duty this way lies. For God's sake, come!
Oh, thou hast deceived me, Lancaster. I did not think thee lord of such a spirit. Before I did love thee as a brother, John, but now I do respect thee as my soul.
I saw him hold Lord Percy at a point with lustier maintenance than I did look for in so ungrown a warrior.
Oh, this boy lends metal to us all!
Oh, another king! They grow like hydra heads. Aye, they're colors. Fatal to all those that wear those colors. But what art thou? The counterfeit is the person of the king.
The king himself, who doubtless grieves at heart so many of his shadows thou hast met, and not the very king. I have two boys, sick Percy and thyself, about the field, but since thou fall'st on me so luckily, I will assay thee. So, defend thyself!
Well, I fear thou art another counterfeit, and yet thou bearest thee like a king. But mine I am sure thou art, whoever thou art. And thus I am thee.
Hold up thy head, Lord, or thou art like never to hold it up again! Chilly, my lord, how fares your grace?
Prithee, Harry, breathe a while. Thou hast redeemed thy lost opinion, and shalt thou make some tender of my life for this fair rescue thou hast brought to me.
Thou hast deceived me. It was too much injury that ever said I hearkened for your death. If it was so, I might have let alone the insulting hand of Douglas over you, which would have been as speedy in your end as all the poisonous potions in the world, and save the treacherous labour of your son.
Make up to Clifton, out of St. Nicholas Wolsey.
If I mistake not, thou art Harry Monmouth.
Thou speakst as if I would deny my name.
My name is Harry Percy.
Why then I see. A very valiant rebel of the name. I am the Prince of Wales, and think not, Percy, to share with me in glory anymore. 2 stars keep not their motion in one sphere, nor can one England brook a double reign of Harry Percy and the Prince of Wales.
I'm not jealous, Harry, for the hour has come to end the one of us. And I would to God your name in arms when I was great as mine.
I'll make it greater ere I part from thee, and all the budding honours on thy crest I'll crop to make a garland for my head.
I can no longer brook thy vanities.
Oh, hey, to the town! Ha-ha! There you shall find no boys' play here, I can tell you.
Death hath not struck so fat a deer today, yet many dearer in this bloody fray. In bowels will I see thee by and by, till then in blood by noble Percy lie.
And bowels? If you would bow me today, I give thee leave to powder me and eat me too tomorrow. Oh, 'twas time to counterfeit all that hot termagant Scot and Paisley, Scot and Mott too. Oh. Oh. Counterfeit? I lie. I am no counterfeit. To die is to be a counterfeit, for he counterfeit a man who hath not the life of a man. But to counterfeit dying, when a man thereby liveth, is to be no counterfeit, but the true and perfect image of life indeed. The better part of valor is discretion, in the better part of which I have saved my life. Oh. Soon as I am much afeard of this gunpowder Percy, I see me dead. What if she should counterfeit too and rise? By my faith, I fear she would prove the better counterfeit. Therefore, I'll make her sure. Yea, and I'll swear that I killed her. Why may she not rise as well as I? Nothing confutes me but eyes and nobody sees me. Therefore, sirrah, with a new wound on your thigh, come you along with me.
Thus ever did rebellion find rebuke. Ill-spirited monster, did not we send terms of grace, pardon, and love to all of you? And wouldst thou turn our offers contrary, misuse the tenor of a kinsman's trust? 3 knights upon our party slain today, a noble earl, and many a creature else had been alive this hour, if like a Christian thou hadst truly borne betwixt our armies true intelligence.
What I have done, my safety urged me to, and I embrace this fortune patiently, since not to be avoided befalls on me.
Bear will still to the death, and further you, other offenders we will pause upon. How goes the field?
The noble Percy slain, and all her men upon the foot of fear fled from the rest.
Then this remains, that we divide our power. Rebellion in this land shall lose his sway, meeting the check of such another day. And since this business so fair is done, let us not leave until all the rest be won.
Come, let's show bravely hast thou fleshed thy maiden sword.
Aye, in faith. But, soft, did thou not tell me that this fat man was dead?
I did. I saw him dead. Breathless and bleeding on the ground. Art thou alive? Or is this fantasy that plays upon our eyesight? I prithee speak. We will not trust our eyes without our ears. Thou art not what thou seemst.
No, that's true. I am not a double man. But if I am not Jack Falstaff, then am I a Jack. There is Percy. If your father will do me any honor, so. If not, let him kill the next Percy himself. I look to be either Earl or Duke, I can assure you.
I, Percy, I killed myself and saw thee dead.
Didst thou? Lord, how this world is given to life. I grant you, I was down and out of breath, and so was she. But both we rose at an instant and fought a long hour by Shrewsbury clock. I'll take it upon my death. I gave her this wound in that thigh. Were the lady alive, and were to deny it, soon I would make her eat a piece of my sword.
It is the strangest tale I've ever heard.
This is the strangest fellow, Brother John. Come, bring your luggage nobly on your back. For my part, if a lie may do thee grace, I'll gild it with the happiest terms I have. Come, brother, let us to the highest of the field. to see what friends are living who are dead.
I'll follow, as they say, for reward. He who reward me, God reward him. And if I do grow great, I'll grow less. For I'll purge and leave sack and live cleanly, as a nobleman should do.
How many thousand of my Polish subjects are at this hour asleep? Sleep. Sleep. Nature's soft nurse, how have I frightened thee, that thou no more wilt weigh my eyelids down and steep my senses in forgetfulness. I rather sleep, liest thou in smoky cribs, upon uneasy pallets stretching thee, and hushed with buzzing night flies for thy slumber, than in the perfumed chambers of the great, under the canopies of costly state, and lulled with the sound sweetest lullaby. O thou dull God, why liest thou with the vile in loathsome beds, and leav'st the kingly couch a watch case or a common larum bell? Wilt thou, upon the high and giddy mast, seal up the shipboy's eyes, and rock his brains in cradle of the rude imperious surge and visitation of the winds that catch the ruffian billows at the top, and with the hurly death itself the wakes? Canst thou, O partial sleep, give thy repose to the wet sea boy in an hour so rude, and in the calmest and most stillest night, with all appliances and means to boot, deny it to a king? And happy low, lie down. Uneasy lies the head that wears the crown. Now, John, God will give successful end to this debate that leadeth about doors. We will, our youth, lead on to higher fields, and draw no swords but what are sanctified. Only we want a little personal strength.
Both which I doubt not my lord shall soon enjoy.
Where is the prince, your brother?
He hunts tonight, my lord, at Windsor.
Oh, how accompanied?
I know not.
How comes it thou art not with him, O John? He loves thee, and thou must neglect him, John. Thou hast a better place in his affections than all thy brothers. Cherish it, my boy. And noble officers thou mayst effect of mediation after I am dead. For he is gracious if he be observed. Notwithstanding, being incensed, he's flint, as humorous as winter, and as sudden as flaws congealed in spring of day.
I shall observe him with care and love.
How comes it thou art not in Windsor with him, John?
He's not there, sir. he dines in London.
And how accompanied?
With Poins and his other continual followers.
Subject is the fattest soil to weeds, and he, the noble image of my youth, is overgrown with them. And now my grief stretches itself beyond the hour of death, when I will shape in forms imaginary the undying days and rotten times that thou shalt look upon when I am sleeping with my ancestors. For when his headstrong riot hath no curb, when rage and hot blood are his ministers, when means and lavish manners meet together, with what wings will his affections fly, to fronting peril and opposed decay? Oh, my Lord of Westmoreland.
Health to my sovereign, and new happiness added to that I am to deliver. The Earl of Northumberland and all others are brought to the correction of your law. There is not now a rebel sword unsheathed, but peace puts forth her olive everywhere. The manner how this action has been borne, here, at more leisure may your highness read, with every horse in his particular.
O Westmoreland, thou art a summer bird which ever in the haunch of winter sings the rising up of day. Therefore should this good news make me ill? I should rejoice at news such as this. No, my silence dim, my gaze, my brain.
Oh, my royal father.
Be patient, Prince John. You do know these fits are with his highness very ordinary. Stand from him, give him air. He'll straight be well.
No, he cannot long hold out these pangs. Incessant care and labour of mind have wrought the mure that should confine it in so thin that life itself peeks through and break out.
Speak lower, my prince, for the king recovers.
No,
For you, let me hands.
Where is John of Lancaster?
here, brother, full of heaviness,
How now reign within doors and none abroad, how doth the king?
exceedingly ill.
Heard ye the good news yet? Tell him.
He altered much upon hearing it.
If he be sick with joy, he'll recover without physic.
Let us withdraw to the other room. How will it please you to go with us?
No. I will sit and watch you by the king. Why doth the crown lie there upon his table, being so troublesome a bedfellow? Ah, polished perturbation, golden care that keeps the ports of slumber open wide to many a watchful night. Sleep with it now, yet not so sound and half so deeply sweet as he whose brow is homely, big and bound snores out the watch of night. Majesty, when thou dost pinch thy bearer, thou dost sit like a rich armour worn in heat of day, that scoldest with safety. By his gates of breath, here lies a downy feather which stirs not. Did he suspire that light and weightless down perforce must move? Gracious Lord, my Father, this sleep is sound indeed. This is a sleep that from this golden circle hath divorced so many English kings. Thy due from me is tears and heavy sorrows of the blood which nature, love, and filial tenderness shall, O dear Father, pay thee plenteously. My due from thee is this imperial crown, which as immediate from thy place and blood derives itself to me. Lo, where it sits, which God shall guard, and put the world's whole strength into one giant arm. It shall not force this lineal honour from me. This from thee will I to mine leave, as 'tis left to me.
I stay too long. I weary thee. Dost thou so hunger for my empty chair that thou wilt needs invest thee with mine honours before thy hour is ripe? Foolish youth, thou seekst the greatness that will overwhelm thee. Stay but a little, for my crown of dignity is held from falling by so weak a wind that it will quickly fall. My day is dim. Thou hast stolen that, which after some few hours was I without defence. And at my death thou seal'st up my expectation. Thy life did manifest thou lovest me not, and thou wilt have me die assured of it. Thou hidest 1,000 daggers in thy thoughts that thou hast whetted on thy stony heart to stamp at half an hour of my life. But canst thou not forget me half an hour? Well, get thee gone, and dig thy grave thyself, and let the merry bells ring to thine ears that thou art crowned, not that I am dead. Let all the tears that should bedew my hearse be drops of balm to sanctify thy head. Only compound me with forgotten dust. Give that which gave thee life unto the worms. No, pluck down thy officers, break my decrees. For now is come a time to mock at form. Harry the Fifth is crowned. Up, vanity, down, royal state. All you sage counsellors are hence, and to the royal court assemble now from every region apes of idleness. You need the confines, purge you of your scum. Have you a ruffian, eh? Who will swear, drink, dance, revel the night, rob, murder, commit the oldest sins, the newest kind of ways? Well, be happy, he shall trouble you no more. England will double gild his treble guilt. England will give him office, honour, might. For the fifth Harry, from curb and license plucks the muzzle of restraint, and the wild dog will flesh his tooth on every innocent. Oh, my poor kingdom, sick with civil blows, when that my care could not contain your rights. What wilt thou do when riot is thy care? I'll be a wilderness again, peopled with wolves, my first inhabitants.
Pardon me, my liege, for my tears the moist impediments unto my speech. I had forestalled this dear and deep rebuke ere you with grief had spoke, and I had heard the course of it so far. There is your crown, and he that wears the crown immortally long guarded yours. If I do affect it more than as your honour and as your renown, let me no more from this obedience rise, which my most inward true and duteous spirit teacheth this prostrate and exterior bending. God witness with me, when I here came in and found no course of breath within your majesty, how cold it struck my heart. If I do faint, oh, let me in my present wildness die, and never live to show the incredulous world the noble change that I have purposed. Coming to look on you, thinking you dead, and dead almost, my liege, to think you were, I spake unto this crown as having sense, and thus unbraided it. The care on thee depending hath fed upon the body of my father. Therefore thou best of gold art worst of gold. Other, less fine in carat, is more precious, preserving life in medicine potable. But thou, most fine, most honoured, most renowned, hast ate thy bearer up. Thus, my most royal liege, accusing it, I put it on my head, to try with it as with an enemy that had before my face murdered my father. The quarrel of a true character. But if it did infect my blood with joy, or swirl my thoughts to any strain of pride, if any rebel or vain spirit of mine did with the least affection of a welcome give entertainment to the might of it, let God forever keep it from my head, and make me as the poorest vassal is that doth with awe and terror kneel to it.
God, put it in thy head to take it hence, that thou mightst win the more thy father's love, pleading so wisely in excuse of it. I prithee, Harry, come hither. Come, my Harry. Sit thou by my side, and here I think the very latest counsel that ever I shall breathe. God knows by what bypaths and indirect crooked ways I met this crown, and I myself know well how troublesome it sat upon my head. To thee it shall descend with better quiet, better opinion, better confirmation, for all the stain of the achievement goes with me into the earth. Sealed in me, but as an honour snatched with boisterous hand, and I had many living to upbraid my gain of it by their assistance, and such daily grew to bloodshed and to quarrel and wounding supposed peace. All this, thou seest, I have with peril answered. Now, with my death, the mood changes. For what in me was purchased falls upon thee, in fairer sort, thou the garland wearest successively. Yet thou standst more sure than I could do, thou art not firm enough. For all my friends, whose griefs are green, have but their teeth and stings newly ta'en out. Therefore, Harry, be it thy course, too busy, giddy minds about foreign quarrels, for action hence may waste the memory of the former days. lungs are wasted so. Power of speech is quite denied. Oh, I came by the ground. Oh, God, forgive me. And pray me with thee in true peace, mine.
You won it, wore it, kept it, gave it me. And plain and right was my possession, that I with more than with a common pain against all the world will rightfully maintain.
Son John.
Health, peace, and happiness, Father.
Thou bringst me peace and happiness, son John, but health alack with youthful wings is flown from this bare withered trunk. Upon thy side, my earthly business makes a period. Where is my lord of Westland?
My lord Westland.
Oh, doth any name particular belong unto this lodging where I first did swoon?
'Tis called Jerusalem, my noble lord.
Lord be to God. In there my life must end. It hath been prophesied to me many years. I should not die, but in Jerusalem, which vainly I believe to be the promised land. Bear me to that chamber. There I'll lie, and that Jerusalem will Harry die.
Thy tender lambkin now is keen. Harry the Fifth's the man. I speak the truth.
What is the old king dead?
His name and all the things I say are just.
Away, Vito! Saddle my horse!
My lord.
Mistress, quickly, choose what office thou wilt in the land, and 'tis thine. But, oh, I will double charge thee with dignities. I know the young king is sick for me. Let us take any man's horses. The laws of England are at my commandment.
On, sir.
Oh, so nice. Are we going to see the action reel?
Sweet Mistress Dole, stand you by me. I will make the king do you grace. I shall leer upon him as it passes, and do but note the countenance he will give me.
Oh, God bless thy lungs. Good night.
Good Bardolph, stand you behind me. Oh, if I had had time to have made new liveries, I would have bestowed the £1,000 I borrowed of thee. But this poor show doth better. This doth infer the zeal I had to see him.
It doth so.
The earnestness of my affection.
Oh, it doth so.
My devotion.
It doth.
As it were, to ride day and night, not to deliberate, not to remember, not to have patience to still me, but to stand stained with travel, sweating with desire, thinking of nothing else, putting all affairs else aside into oblivion, as if there were nothing to do but to see him.
Oh, here comes
Oh, my goodness!
God save thy grace, King Hal! God save thee, sweet boy!
Oh, thy heavens, thy God, and keep us royal and profane!
God save thee, my Hal, my sweet, my king, my Jove, I speak to thee, my heart!
I know thee not, old man. Fall to thy prayers. How ill white hairs become a fool and jester. I have long dreamed of such a kind of man, so surfeit-swelled, so old and so profane. Yet being awaked, I do despise my dream. Make less thy body hence, and more thy grace. Leave gormandizing. Know the grave doth gape for thee, thrice wider than for other men. Reply not to me with a full-born jest. Presume not that I am the thing I was, for God doth know, so shall the world perceive that I have turned away my former self. So will I those that kept me company. When thou dost hear I am as I have been, approach me, and thou shalt be as thou wast, the tutor and the feeder of my riots. Till then, I banish thee, on pain of death, as have I done the rest of my misleaders, not to come near our person by 10 mile. For competence of life I will allow you, that lack of means enforce you not to evils. And as we hear you do reform yourselves, we will, according to your strengths and qualities, give you advancement. Set on.
Mistress, quickly, I owe you £1,000.
Yea, which I beseech you, let me have some home with me, Sir John.
Oh, that can hardly be. Do not you grieve at this. I I shall be sent for to him in private. Look you, he must seem thus to the world. Do not fear your advancements. I will be the man yet that makes you great.
Well, I cannot perceive how, unless you put me in your doublet and you stuff me out with straw. I beg you, Sir John, please let me have 500 of me thousands.
I will be as good as my word. This that you saw was but a colour. Come, go with me to dinner. Come, Peter. Come, Bardolph. Come, sweet dog. I shall be sent for at night time. I shall be sent for.